So we're here to talk about Smart Foundry and what we've done in that space. But on the drive down, I've been thinking about how did we get started? How did we get here? And if you remember, we met in Barcelona.
Absolutely. We met there in Barcelona, and I still remember you showing us all of the Nutanix products and the tools, and I was sat there thinking about what our world quality report said about demand management, the whole value stream management side of things, the automation in environments, right, and the integration of tools around that space, cost transparency and managing costs, for example, and also around the whole observability, the reporting around environments. And you were showing some of the portfolio of tools, Dave, and it was a direct fitment into some of those challenges.
Coming from an infrastructure space and not from the non-prod environment world, it was a real challenge for me at first to try and get my head around where we were going and the challenges that companies were seeing. If you think about the world that we're in, more and more companies are becoming software companies, right? Even these large companies that have long been software companies are now struggling to find ways to fight against the innovation that's coming from smaller, more challenger companies.
And that is exactly the space that we've found a great partnership between us to kind of launch this platform and work together.
So let's talk about demand management, which was a new phrase for me when we first started, which is about understanding what I've got, who's using it, and when it's going to be free. Why is that important?
Dave, when we were talking about the 1,000 and odd senior executives across the globe for our world quality report, environment management and value stream management was one of the key challenges. So as part of this solution, we wanted to bring deployment management, release management, predictive analysis, and environment management all together under one platform. And that is why we used Plutora to bring that capability so that I know what you are using from an environment's perspective, and I can book and schedule it so that I don't make mistakes.
Perfect. Okay, so that enables businesses to know what's being used and why, and to make good decisions really about how to go through that testing process. So, environment automation. This is where Nutanix's automation and orchestration engine comes into play, right?
Absolutely, especially in the multi-cloud space.
Yeah, sure. And I think when we were talking in Barcelona around the challenges in this space, it became quite clear that automation can add a lot of value to people in this non-prod testing world, right? The ability for a tester to be able to build an environment from a predefined blueprint on the cloud of their choice, and that can be based on economics or it can be based on just simply what's available at the time, can add some real value. And being able to build those environments time and time and time again without the human error, I think can really add some weight.
Absolutely, especially when you intelligently integrate with value stream management tool, in this case Plutora, it gives it an entirely different perspective altogether. The next challenge that we've seen is around managing costs.
Okay, I think that's there's a two angle here. So there's a Nutanix and a Capgemini angle to saving cost. From a Nutanix perspective, when you look at saving cost on test environment automation, building those environments, you want to look at which cloud, which environment am I going to put my workloads in? And we can help with what the cost is of running in particular clouds. We can help optimize those workloads that are running in the public cloud. And we can also give you a private cloud infrastructure that's the most cost-effective place to run a workload if you want to run that on premises.
And knowing that in advance for a tester or a developer is key, so that they can make the right decision as to where they can put the workloads in. And that will save a lot of cost, especially in the cloud space.
So one of the other typical benefits that our customers see with a Nutanix solution is the visibility and the observability of the VMs and the infrastructure and the health of the platforms that they've got. Is that something that's also relevant in this testing space too?
Observability is definitely yes. What we need to be doing is to move from continuous monitoring to a culture of observability. And that is what we've actually brought into Smart Foundry.
So what do you mean by observability?
So it is around predicting and analyzing what is about to occur as an event, rather than just continuously monitoring and throwing alerts back at the user.
So it's things like dynamic thresholds and systems that are making intelligent decisions rather than a static threshold.
That is correct. And when you combine chaos engineering and the whole of the infrastructure and the cloud testing along with with this whole solution, it makes it very compelling.
Is that because it makes the testing more real world? Because real scenarios happen that aren't predicted, they are spurious or random?
I would agree, and especially if you're able to provide a single pane of glass through Plutora, through predictive analysis feature in there, to create dynamic dashboards or custom built dashboards, so that the observability aspect of it and all of the cloud and infrastructure testing aspects of it all come together.
So Smart Foundry is about enabling companies to do more quickly, with less cost and less risk?
That is correct, Dave. So you can read about this a bit more in our joint blog published on the Nutanix website. We would love to have a conversation with you.
Well, hopefully it won't be another 18 months till we meet again in person.
Hope so, Dave. It was a pleasure spending this time with you.
You too. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.